My name is Stephanie and I am from Toronto and Region Conservation Authority, and I am here today to talk to you live about lichens. I am a part of a wonderful program that Toronto and Region Conservation Authority is running right now to virtually bring nature to your doorstep. At Home with Nature has a series of live videos, Facebook videos, Instagram questions, and online worksheets and fun activities for you to do within your own backyard and to discover nature in your own yard. So today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what a lichen is, some of the most common species of lichen that you can find here in Ontario, especially in the Greater Toronto area. And then I'm also going to talk to you about why lichens are so special. So lichens are one of my favorite organisms. There's about 17,000 worldwide, or species worldwide, and we can find them everywhere, even in our own yards. Now, oftentimes we walk right past them because we don't know what we're looking at. So I'm going to teach you a little bit about lichens and teach you how to explore them on your closest tree or rock. So what is a lichen? Well, a lichen is a really special organism that's actually made up of two completely different organisms. So you have algae. So if you can imagine sometimes in a pool or in a pond, you have that kind of green stuff growing, that's algae. Then you have fungi. So if you can imagine mushrooms, maybe the mushrooms we see in a forest or the mushrooms that we eat, those are fruiting bodies of the mycelium fungi that are growing underground. So fungi and algae, they come together in a symbiotic relationship to make what we call lichen. So algae is really good at making food. Algae takes energy from the sun, and through what we call photosynthesis, they create energy. Now, fungi isn't very good at making food, but fungi is an amazing engineer, and they're really good at building structures and homes. So the fungi builds a home around the algae, and the algae on the inside converts the sun's energy into food, and together they come together to make one whole new organism called lichen. So there's three main types of lichens that we can find. You can come a little bit closer and I'll show you. So first we have our crusty lichen. Our crusty lichen is as it sounds, or crustose lichen as it sounds, is very crusty. It looks like it's spray painted on. It's kind of powdery. If I pick at it, it's not really coming off. So this one here is our crusty or crustose lichen. Then we have our fruity or bushy lichen. Our fruity and bushy lichen, or fruticose lichen, is as it sounds, it's really bushy. It's got all these many different branches poking out. This one here is what we call our gray reindeer lichen, and it gets its name because the lichen actually looks like antlers of reindeer. Here's another great example. This one here is called British soldiers. This is another type of fruity or bushy lichen. It's got these long branches. It doesn't have as many stems or bushiness as our reindeer lichen, but if we look, they've got these long stems, and then at the top of them, they've got these sort of red fruiting bodies. And so they almost look like tiny little British soldiers because they're wearing little tiny red hats. Then we have our leafy lichen. Our leafy lichen or foliose lichen is not as sort of flat on the tree or rock, but it's not as branchy or bushy as our fruity lichen. This one here sort of looks like leaves. It looks like it's got tiny little foliage sticking out. So these are all sorts of different types of lichens, and I want to kind of show you some of the common species that you might be able to find here in Ontario. So we have a few different descriptions here. So we have, again, our reindeer lichen, so you can see all of the amazing branches that look like reindeer antlers. We have our boreal oak moss. This is another type of fruity lichen, and this one here you can see is really bushy. We've got our coral lichen, and perfect to its name, it looks like just like the coral that we might find under the sea. Then if we move down a little bit, we start getting back into our leafy lichen. So this one here is our rough speckled shield. This rough speckled shield gets its name. It's like a gray green in color, and if you can look really close, it's actually got all these tiny little white dots or speckles that helps us identify it. Then we have our common green shield, another type of leafy lichen. This one here is almost lime green in color. And if we actually spray it with water, it gets brighter and brighter and brighter. So after a rainstorm, this one is super obvious to find because it's almost that really bright lime green against our trees. One of my favorites here is the false pixie cup. This one is another type of fruity lichen. This one here, it's magical. I absolutely love it. It looks exactly what it's called. It looks like tiny, tiny little cups that you find in the forest. False pixie cup. We have our rock tripe here, another type of leafy lichen. Our old man's beard, just like our boreal oak moss, it's really, really bushy. And then we have our varied rag. So these are just some examples that you might be able to find in your own backyard. So how do you go exploring for lichens? Well, they are everywhere. They could be on a local tree. Sometimes when branches fall from the trees and you find them on the ground, you can find a ton of different lichen just on those branches. So this was a branch that fell from a local tree that I just want to show you guys. So come a little bit closer. So actually, when we look at this log, we can see that there are multiple species of lichen on here, and you can tell just by all of the colors that we can see. We have our kind of yellow-green color over here in the background. This one is called candle flame, and it's got a really special story to it, which I'll get to later. Then we have this orange yellow one. This one here is called our sunburst lichen. There's different species of sunburst lichen, but they're most obvious because they have that orange yellow color. Then as we move upwards, we have some examples of a really popular or common lichen called mealy rosette. As we move up the log over here, we start to get things that are branching out. Now, this isn't quite a fruity lichen, it's another type of rosette, and this one here is called hooded rosette. And the reason why it gets its name is because as it leaves out, it folds over itself as if it's almost wearing a hood. So we call this one hooded rosette. Awesome, all right. So I told you that lichen has a really special story to tell us, and that story is about air quality. So unlike plants, lichens don't have roots that go into the soil to get all of their nutrients. So they get all of the nutrients from the air that they breathe around them. So if that air is dirty or polluted, they're breathing in all of those pollutants as well. Now, some lichens are okay with breathing in those pollutants, but others get really sick and they can't survive with those pollutants. So when we go into a forest and we notice that there is a lot of lichen, a lot of biodiversity of lichen, that might tell us a story that the air quality is clean. But if we go into an area and there's not many lichen, or all of the lichen that we see are all ones that are tolerant of air pollution, then we might be able to say that this area is polluted. So we call them bioindicators, and they tell us the story of whether the air is clean or dirty. So next, I'm going to take you on an adventure in my backyard just to show you up close and personal how you might be able to explore lichens in your own backyard. And this is a great opportunity. If you guys have any questions at all, feel free to ask me at this point. All right. Yeah, good job, Zoe. Rock stripe does look like a dragon's wing. All right, so this is just a tree in my own backyard, and you might have walked by trees like this all the time, but look at all the different colors that you can find on the bark of the tree. So if we look really close, can anyone tell me how many different colors they see? What is the difference between moss and lichens? Moss, I've actually got a great example of moss just right over here. So moss are actually just a type of foliage. They are a type of plant. Well, lichens are a combination of that fungi and algae. They look very different as well when you touch them. Moss is very soft and green. Lichens come in all different shapes and colors. Which lichens are edible? Ooh, that's an interesting question. One that I actually don't know the answer to right now, but I think it would be a really fun question to ask the internet to see if we can explore what types of lichens that people can eat. I know that lots of different animals eat lichens. So lots of rabbits will eat lichens, squirrels will eat lichens, and sometimes as well, elk and moose will also eat lichens, caribou as well. All right, so can anyone tell me? Oh, 4 colors. Awesome, good job, guys. So yeah, so we've got lots of different colors here on the tree. So over here, again, that's that sort of bright yellow orange. This one here is our sunburst lichen. If we look right beside our sunburst lichen, we see this sort of lime green and yellow. That's our candle flame lichen. And I said earlier that candle flame lichen is actually really important in that story of air quality. So candle flame lichen loves air pollution. They really, really like it. So we often find candle flame in urban areas. We'll also find candle flame, especially in parking lots where we have lots and lots of cars. When you look in a parking lot, when you go to the curbside, sometimes you'll see this sort of yellow color, and that's all of the candle flame that's sitting there because they love the air pollution that's coming out of cars. So this lime green one here, that's our candle flame lichen. And then if we look really close, every so often we can find these sort of white or gray patches. So this is our mealy rosette lichen, just right here. So this is another common one that you can find all over trees. I'm just going to bring you up here so you can get a closer look. Look at all this mealy rosette lichen. Does lichen clean pollution? Great question. So they do not actually clean the pollution, but they do tell us the story about whether or not there is air pollution in the area. There's also a little bit more. I'm going to slowly take you guys down. There's tons of sunburst lichen just below here. So you can see all of that beautiful sort of orange yellow color. So when you go in your own backyard, go and count, see how many colors you can find. See if you can identify some of the ones that we've explored today, and just take a closer look, because I'm sure once you start looking around, you'll notice that lichens are absolutely everywhere. So I'm just gonna hop right back on camera here. Amazing. So thank you so much for joining me today. I really hoped that you enjoyed learning a little bit more about lichens. We have some amazing videos coming up this week, so check back on our page every day. We'll have a brand new video for you. As well, head to the link in the description. We have an amazing worksheet that you can take home and work on different activities in your own backyard that are related to lichen. So thanks so much. I really look forward to speaking to you guys again, and stay safe. Thanks so much.